Welcome back to Pull the Receipts. Today's story comes from Reddit's r/maliciouscompliance. Okay, so this happened a year ago, but I just found this subreddit and realized I had a story to share. It's not that extreme though. I worked at a buffet restaurant, and every shift, each staff member was assigned one job. These usually included cashier, runner, which was the person who goes to pick up the food when it's ready, the person who changes the food around, table managing, cleaning, washing dishes, and so on. I was usually the runner because I was faster than everyone else. We needed to walk a long way to the kitchen to pick up food and come back, and we had to do it in 3 minutes, or else our leader would call the kitchen or us to ask where we were. There's a counter between the kitchen and the corridor that you pass through with the cart. Usually, you go in, ask for the food, and they'll put it on the counter in a few seconds to a minute. You put it on the cart, and you can go back to the restaurant. But sometimes, they would be understaffed, and if we were in need of something simple like sauces, green onions, or jam, we usually just got inside the kitchen and grabbed it ourselves. This wasn't a rule, it was just something that happened sometimes if they were really busy. In this particular case, we were in need of some sauces, 1 or 2 food items, and green onions. I knew where all the sauces and green onions were, so after asking for them and waiting for more than a minute, I shouted, "Coming in, grabbing green onions," and went into the kitchen. As I was pouring the pre-cut green onions into a bowl, one of the chefs walked toward me, screaming for me to leave the food, saying that wasn't my job and that I was doing it wrong, which I wasn't. I asked him why, because we had been doing that for years at that point. He said that it was his job to do and that I was only supposed to ask and wait. So, next time I needed something, I entered the kitchen. And as the chef was prepping something else, I started screaming, "Sauce 1, sauce 2, green onions, honey, this, that, this also, something else." I kept going until I finished the full list, which were all mostly things I knew where they were and could have grabbed during the time I was screaming the names and waiting. The chef didn't say anything for a few seconds, so I screamed all of it again. On the third time, while he was grabbing one of the sauces and placing it on the counter, he said, "It's just me here, stop screaming and just put the paper there and wait." I responded that I had to go back to the restaurant in 3 minutes, or else they would call to check what I was doing, and I would have to say that he was taking too long to bring me the stuff. So he said, "Okay, just go in there and grab it." And I reminded him that he told me the other day that I wasn't supposed to touch anything, because that wasn't my job. He seemed to change his mind though, because he just said, "Forget it, just do it." But I reminded him again that he had made it official that I couldn't do that, so I would have to contact the leader to make sure that I was allowed to. And with that, the chef had to run around the kitchen for a few minutes to grab everything I needed, and he never complained about us being inside the kitchen afterwards. That's it for today. Drop a comment with your verdict below, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a story.